Hello, you're watching BBC News. This is an update on the attacks that took place at Westminster yesterday afternoon. At 2:30 p.m. London time, a man drove into pedestrians on Westminster Bridge. He is then known to have fatally stabbed an unarmed police officer, PC Keith Palmer. Trying to storm the Parliament, he was shot dead by the armed police officer at the scene. The perpetrator has been identified as 52-year-old Briton Khalid Masood, born as Adrian Russell Elms in Kent. Metropolitan Police are still investigating the motives behind the incident and treating it as a terrorist attack. Masood is known to have associated with radical individuals in Birmingham. He is also known to have had several criminal convictions, including assault and possession of weapons, which he was imprisoned for 2 times in 2000 and 2003. Apart from killing 4 people, including 3 pedestrians and 1 police officer, PC Keith Palmer, he left up to 40 people injured. One of the injured was seen falling off the bridge and rescued by River Thames emergency services. Several people were critically injured and hospitalized. While the investigation is still ongoing, we have a special report on the aftermath of the attack. What do people know and how do they feel about what happened yesterday? I went to find out. Less than 24 hours after the incident, the Westminster Bridge has now been opened. As the investigation is still taking place and the grounds of Parliament remain under closure, there is chaos and uncertainty as people would like to know what exactly has happened yesterday. I asked few members of the public, what do they know about the attack? What do you know about what happened yesterday?
We were nearby and we heard a helicopter. We saw sirens, we saw ambulances. I thought maybe that was protocol if the Queen was moving. It wasn't until I saw other Londoners looking at their phones and checking the news that then we realized what happened.
There was a terror attack on Westminster in Parliament.
Some guy in the car ran people over and tried to go into Parliament.
He drove over some people and then he stabbed an officer.
Where do you know this information from?
I'm from Belgian newspaper. A lot of links on Facebook.
BBC.
I read in the Huffington Post about it.
Do you think this is comparable to Paris or Belgium attacks?
I'm from Paris. Yesterday was in the day. The other time it was at night. So it was approximately the same sort of things, doing as much damage as they can.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And we have an incident like that in Germany a few months ago as well. And I think it's quite the same and the same method.
Same magnitude of people injured, no, but at the same time, I think it does affect people mentally about wow, this could happen where I am.
How does it make you feel, this situation?
I would say mostly angry because we see these kind of things more often these days. And I don't think that it's going to stop anytime soon.
Scared a bit, but we can't live scared because otherwise we don't do anything anymore.
As we're here for only 3 days, we decided to come here anyway, though it was a little scary.
I feel bad for the family of the victims.
These kind of things you can't just let it get you down and say, oh, I'm not going to travel anywhere, I'm not going to go anywhere just because you're a little scared. People are trying to scare us, but it's not really going to work.
Some people came all the way to Westminster to pay their respect to the victims, just like Carl from Ealing.
I felt like I needed to do something. It's not much, 1 rose. That 1 white rose might mean a lot. It's peace. And that's what this world needs, peace. Fight with this, not with this.
In the statement, Officer Mark Rowley acknowledged that Khalid Masood has been inspired by international terrorism. There is no specific information with regards to further threats to the public. He also announced that the police had so far searched 6 addresses and made 7 arrests during the investigation in London, Birmingham and other cities around the country. Yesterday's activities in the House of Commons have been suspended and Prime Minister Theresa May safely escorted to 10 Downing Street. Today she paid a tribute to PC Keith Palmer and delivered a speech stating that the United Kingdom and Parliament will not be cowed by terrorism.
Mr. Speaker, we know the threat from Islamist terrorism is very real. But while the public should remain utterly vigilant, they should not and will not be cowed by this threat. Yeah.